It's 2 weeks away. It's like September 18th to the 21st. We're really excited. Like we're putting all the final details on it. And so we had a great phone call. People are seeing what we're doing, or they're seeing the impact that we're making on women's lives. So we had a sponsor call in and said, "Hey, I was on your show probably over almost 2 years ago, and they're watching my show thanks to Neil and his team. And so they wanted to sponsor half off for two people. So if you're sitting on the fence and you're like, I really want to go, but the investment you felt was a little too high for you, now's the time to invest in yourself because you can come for half price. We have two spots left. And all you have to do is either send me a DM or you can email me at Coach Pearl at wsliving.com. That's Coach Pearl at wsliving.com. And or you go to my website, wsliving.com, and reach out to me there. But why not take some time away for yourself? Everything except your transportation is included. Your food, your head in the bed, the fun, the work you're going to do on yourself. All of that's included. It's like a mini mastermind for your self-care.
No sunshine, good to see you again. Had to walk out to let you back in. Stuck in a storm of a relationship. Lost my fire. Oh, and I forgot about me for way too long. But it's rolled on. Now there ain't no shade around here.
Holidays are so crazy these days. Like I'm watching Christmas stuff out already, and we just hit September, right? And so we definitely need it. You know, Neil, I was gone for 2 weeks in Greece and just a few weeks ago, and it reminded me why I was there and taking that time, not just for myself, but with my husband. That we were celebrating 38 years of marriage, but how many years of that, as I was doing a lot of reflection, did I not put into myself? Did I show up for all my titles, for my role as a wife, my role as a mom, all these different titles I wear as an entrepreneur, and even when I worked as a career, right? And I was sitting there going, women really need to like take this time and put in themselves, because that vacation was sort of a wake up call and the aha moment saying, I'm so glad I put the time into myself. And now I know why I'm doing what I do, because I don't want women to look back when their kid hits senior in high school and go, where have I been for 15, 20 years?
And that's when you're working with your community every week. You get to talk about those things. And that's part of you signing up for the retreat. You also join the SHERO League, and that's huge, right?
Yeah, so we joined the SHERO League. We took a little break in August because I was traveling so much. But we meet every week, every Sunday from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. And we talk about these things. We break it down. We're in our PJs on Zoom. It's not recorded. So it's also your safe space. If you have something that's popped up or something that you need to work through, we help you break it down and help you, come up with some resolutions that you think you might need help on that. And it's a great way to start taking time for self if you don't know how.
It's very interesting, Pearl, but the way you do it is in a positive way. I think that what you bring out as a life coach versus and working with women versus going to a therapist, all they're doing is going to bring back the past. You're coming up with the future.
I'm
And that's a lot of,
chuckling. I'm
yeah.
chuckling as you're saying this because Neil, I don't know if you saw my post this week on Instagram, but I do it differently, yes, because I say I'm gonna say yes to your life coach because I have an amazing therapist, don't get me wrong, but they only get 15 minutes with us, especially if it's under insurance, right? But the other thing that we are on this trend right now, and it's being spoken about everywhere, you can turn on the news, stop freaking relying on Chat GPT to be your coach and your therapist. I'm watching and hearing people call me going, well, Chat GPT said I should do this. And Chat GPT is just gathering all the data that we're throwing in there, asking them questions and telling you stuff. And it's really sad because in the news recently, and this is what piqued my interest in what was going on, is it told some young man how to take his life. And as a mom who's lost a child, that mom, I just can't imagine, we need changes on it. But if you are sitting here listening to us right now and you're asking ChatGPT how to communicate with your spouse, or I'm not feeling well, what do I need to change in my life? Or if you're asking, I had a friend tell me her husband asked ChatGPT, when am I going to die? How long am I going to live? If you are that person, please call me. I will give you a 15-minute free phone call and we'll be better than ChatGPT because I will
No,
teach you
no,
how
you
to say
definitely will.
yes to your
And
life.
so here's the thing: voice AI, conversational AI. If they're using conversational AI, and a lot of people are using the free version, okay, there are different versions to ChatGPT, and if you're not putting the right input in for output, it's going to give you the most ridiculous things in the world.
It's
And if you
crazy.
prompt them wrong, they're going to want to please you all the time. So you really have to be able to have the data, give the data, and lots of people just don't know how to drive AI, and it's dangerous. You're 100% right. And ChatGPT is there's a lot of large language models involving using conversational AI. And
Yeah.
that's why, and they've still not defined that. So a lot of people are typing in advice, right? But other people are having a conversation back and forth, and they keep changing the algorithm in those conversations because I use them as executive assistants. And I would, but I've heard people say, "Oh, take the form of this," and they think it works. And I had this one of my AI experts on. I'm like, here, I have such knowledge in marketing, and it gave advice saying, "Oh, you spend $4,000, you're going to get you're in advertising, you're going to get 1,000 book sales with no following, no nothing." And I'm like, what kind of advice was that? So thinking in the therapist side of things, you really fact checking ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, Claude, they're not right. You have to really have fact checkers on your team or yourself, and you can it's not gospel. Yes, it's highly intelligent, but it's
Highly intelligent.
who's running it.
Yeah. I mean, I use it like you said, I use it for idea. Like I'll have stuff in my head with ideas and be like, this is what I'm thinking, help me create it. But I don't take it and go word for what it says. It just kind of gets my juices going. And I'm like, oh, this is a kind of a cool idea. And then I start creating from there. Like you said, I don't rely on it. And it's really sad if you are somebody who is like trying to figure out how to be a better parent, how to put yourself first, and all these, things that cause us to put ourselves on the shelf. I don't want you to do ChatGPT. If you don't call me as a coach, like call somebody, but don't, I mean, you're going to call me because I'm going to teach you how to say yes to your life. I'm going to teach you how to not rely on ChatGPT. I'm going to teach you how to communicate with those that you love, that this is what I need to do for myself. The first time I went and told my husband and my boys, I've got to start doing something for myself. I may go in my room and read a book. I may take a bath. Unless the house is on fire, don't bother me. I love you, but I got to do this for me. And so I teach you how to say no, like it's the $1.7 billion lottery you could win today.
And ChatGPT lies to you. Grok
Yeah.
lies to you. And here's because it doesn't remember things. So let me just talk about people. If you're decided because it's so easy to use voice when it comes to AI, here's the problem: it's not as intelligent as you typing it in. So I don't know, Pearl, are people taking advice from just typing, or are they doing, how many people do you know now that do the back and forth conversation with conversational AI
It,
that use
it's
Mhm.
it's a conversational one, and what really like, and I know I'm in this biz ramp with you right now because I saw it at the beginning of the week, and then the other day my husband loves to watch news, and I'm like, okay, you're not allowed to turn any news on tonight. So I'm telling you, Big Brother's in my head because what does he do? He turns on the worst show in the world, which is South, you know what, and all these little characters, and the character is laying in the bed asking the conversational one, how do I have better sex with my wife? And I'm going, what? I'm looking at going, what? And I'm watching it just go down this rabbit hole of all these
and
things
and
it
and
does.
this and Grok is dangerous. Grok will go through that process. ChatGPT won't. So this is the other problem. We just go do it. But no,
Yeah.
that's scary. And the thing is, I'm telling you, if you are able to give enough data points and all the information that you had in your therapist and put it together and then continue and take some of it, it's worthwhile if you can't see your therapist for a while. However, if you're not putting in information, you think it's gospel, it's like Wikipedia. Oh, I saw it on Wikipedia. That doesn't mean it's right. I Googled it. Oh, that's right. And so, the dangerous point is, Pearl, the way they've created this is not building the super intelligence for AI to be smarter than the human being. And they can be, but they don't
Right.
want to do it. They want us to prompt it, which I don't think a lot of us have the ability to drive AI.
No, and if you think about it, let's drive it down to our kids. Like our kids are in school now and they're using it in school and there's, you know, I grew up in the day that talk about like regulating music. And even back then I was like, oh, why are they doing that? I want to listen to my music. But when you look at it, we really do look at today's what's happening in the world. We did need to regulate it. So let's not wait till years later going, I wish we would have regulated it. We do need to do something with it because our young are listening and thinking it's the Bible. And it's not. And it's like you said, if you're struggling and you just want some thoughts, that's one thing. Or if you have thoughts in your head and going, I want to talk to my therapist about this is how I'm feeling, then you could put it in words that way. I could see that working. I actually had a client use it for our coaching session. She's like, I knew I couldn't see you. I couldn't type quick enough. So I just used it. And she sent it to me. She's like, and then we had a conversation about don't rely on the answers that it gave her because it was way off on what she should be working on. But it did give her the right answers, and it kind of guided our coaching session. I'm okay with that. It's like I just said, it's like my idea creation, right? But
Yeah.
you can't rely on it as the answers to everything. And so that's why I say if you are relying on that, you need a coach. And I'm the perfect coach for you because I'm going to teach you how to not use Chat GPT. I'm going to teach you how to understand your thoughts can drive great things in your life, but it can also drive terrible things in your life and bad choices. But how do you manage both is what I want to have help you walk away with.
And the difference between you, a life coach, and a therapist is very simple. You're going to look at say it's a different type of it's not the medical side. The medical side's trying to treat something that's happened. So we keep bringing back the past. You're looking at the future and growth.
Yeah, and the really cool thing, I work with therapists. So the really neat thing about like therapists refer people to me, and we really intertwine well together. If you were to look at a circle of some of the things that we do together, we do intertwine well together. My therapist refers people to me all the time because, again, they only get so much time with you. They can't dive deep into the things that you need to work on, where I can take that deep dive in. I can spend our hour together and we can really break down and dive deep into, and a lot of it's inner child work too. And then I can say to that client I'm working with, okay, this is what we worked on. Let your therapist know this is our plan. I send like little breakdowns. This is
No,
what we worked on, and so we do work together. But like you said, sometimes there. I remember when my oldest son went to a therapist for and they prescribed medicine. I sat in there and he just went, "How are you today? Okay, what's new with you?" And like 10 minutes, and I looked at him. I go, "Are you gonna not talk to him about why he's having these thoughts, why he's
no, they're
feeling
not
this
going
way?"
to. They're
Yeah,
not going
it's
to do
just
that in
doing a
treating the
script.
problem and
Yeah,
it's putting a script. So
yeah.
that's the difference between paying out of pocket for therapy versus using healthcare, using insurance.
Yep.
That's for another
Yeah,
conversation. But
that's
that's
another
something
conversation.
that's for
Yeah.
something to talk about. So I think that the biggest recommendation is if you're struggling through something right now, the best person to go to is someone like Pearl because Pearl is going to be able to when you talk to your friends and family, biggest mistake in the world.
Yeah.
If you talk to and if you go to a therapist, you're only going to see for 15 minutes. A little different because you're building a community together. You guys share your problems together and fix them.
Yeah, exactly. We do all of that. And the cool thing is with the retreat, we take it and go a little bit deeper. We have time together. You build bonds together. You walk away with some really great tips and tricks to help you go forward from the retreat, what I call the bounce forward from the retreat. And then you have the opportunity to work further with me. And we've got some great things that are upcoming that we're launching, and I'll share with you another time, Neil. But there's some great things to help you learn to say no, sleep better, and take back your life.
All right. Go very easily to where?
Go to wsliving.com. You can get all the information there. Again, wsliving.com. And we even have a link to our retreat there. So just go there. And if you want to grab one of the two spots for half off the retreat, you better hurry up.
Walk, lead,